bitch on that beat going crazy.
Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. So we have in the after hours from last session, short burst up. We see we reached maybe all-time high resistance. Yeah, all-time high resistance. So we have a pretty strong uptrend going. We don't really want to fight this trend. We see our liquidity built up here. We see built up here, here. So our final test of liquidity is, somewhere around here for the downside, which might at some point coincide with the 5. So if we go ahead and test the 5 today, look for puts underneath the 5. Otherwise, your safety puts somewhere down here. That doesn't mean that we can't, like I said, watch. Let me show you. So if we're gonna head down, we want to start taking out each level, right? And then even if we do get down to here, it's still a possible flexion point for this longer term level of liquidity down here. All right, so let me show you what that might look like. Like that. And then like that, right? So then if we start breaking this purple, breaking the pink, maybe it's an indication of something, right? Otherwise, we're in an uptrend and we're just looking for liquidity for the continuation up. So we'll get stronger confirmation if we have some put. Yeah, and then you can see target down here. If we break down here, we're going to target this liquidity right here. If we get below this white, we'll look for liquidity here. And I know we just did a lesson yesterday about how this level was resistance and now it's support. But I put the pink up here, so technically this pink should be here, right? It should be here because it looks like this would be the head liquidity and this would be the shoulder, like this and like this. But I'm showing you each level how it's gonna, if it goes down, what we need to, the levels we need to break. So let's be patient. Early candles, we'll get our opportunities. And then if we look in our trading plan, we see we have, if it's going to continue up, we're just probably in this purple right here. Okay, first major level of liquidity right here. I'm going to clean up this chart a bit. All of this is on the trading plan, so you're not missing anything if I delete it. This was also, what do I have? If we look at here's the 5-minute chart. I just left this on here, so possible. I actually did this, I think I did this on Sunday. Yeah, I did this Sunday. I did this yesterday after our lesson. So if it wants to continue, let's look for this. And then some downside, let's look for the break of this purple for safety. I know that's a long way away, but that's what it is. Because otherwise we're still continuing this purple uptrend, right? You see it? So let's at least break this purple before we start going in on. We should be looking for long entries. Why are we looking for longs or calls? Because we are in an uptrend. So we're looking for it. If the opportunity presents itself for puts, you know, don't get me wrong, we'll take that opportunity. But for safety purposes, because look, this can turn around at any point. Because if we're in an uptrend, it wants to grab liquidity for continuation. It's always going to grab liquidity for continuation. So see how it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So if there's going to be any upside and you want some safety, wait till we break the all-time high for continuation. And if you want real safety or even more, then wait for a break, retest, and then a reject. I don't know if magenta is going to be our up for today. It might be our break of magenta for the call scenario for today. Let's verify it. Let's test it. So we're testing this. I'm going to give it a 2, right? So the 3 is, you know, a little more confidence. The 2 is, eh. We also might have a micro Little shoulder, maybe a head, maybe a shoulder right here. So maybe a break, retest, reject of this pink. I think we just went over this yesterday. So just be patient. I don't like to trade within the first 15 minutes, right? So I usually let the first 15 minutes go before I start, that'll give me at least a little bit of data to go off of. The more data we have, the easier it is to trade. It's hard to trade in the morning because it's volatile. That's when the market wants to choose a direction. So if you already put your flag in the sand as to the direction, that's, your risk. Now you got a 50-50 literally. So let's wait until some liquidity levels break, and then we can see direction. Right? We see how we need to get past here for the down, get past here for the down, and then possibly get past here if there's going to be any significant drop, which would coincide with probably the 5. The 5 might catch up to us by the time we get there. The 5 MA. But you can see we're comfortable inside this magenta, so I'm okay with this magenta. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with it being our up scenario yet, meaning if it breaks this magenta we buy calls. I'm not there yet, so just be patient. We don't need to be in a rush to gamble our money, right? This is a business. We have criteria that we only take trades under a certain criteria. So if we're just like chasing candles, then your business plan's out the window. As far as our long-term outlook scenario, we know that any downside, let's go to our 30-minute. Any downside, we really want to look for the break of this green. You see this green? Look how much liquidity is built up on this green. This green's been tested over here already, and down here, there's probably a half channel somewhere in here. I don't see it yet. There's probably a half channel. We went over half channels yesterday. There might be one somewhere in here. You see on this purple algo I have, it's, we see rejection on that purple as well. So, one indication would be we break this purple. Another indication would be we break this this green. This is for the longer term outlook, okay? So you know how to read this stuff. If we break purple, your next target should be somewhere along this green. And then green, you see what happens on green, right? A rejection off of green back up. So if the uptrend is going to continue, this would be the ideal scenario for the uptrend to continue. If we get below the 5, you know what that means. So another, this is like tribal knowledge. I'm not going to say this is like a rule of thumb, but tribal knowledge is whenever you see your contracts have, you know, the price are kind of low, you know, anywhere from, let's say you're buying a call right now at the money. Let's say it's anywhere between 150 to let's say 170. Say that's pretty average, or average to low normal price. And whenever you're seeing that, that usually indicates not a lot of volatility, which meaning some upside. Usually whenever you see higher prices on your contracts, is what I'm trying to say. Higher prices usually indicates some downward pressure. That's all I'm saying. It's not like a science. It's just, yeah, not a science. Usually when the contracts are high, usually we got some downward pressure in the market. All right, let's look for some strength to the upside. If it wants to push up, we want to see a nice, a strong candle right here. That would be ideal. A nice strong candle to get us up above 637.63. I apologize. I'm not not feeling too well, so just bear with me a little bit. Not talkative, I know. You just got to give me a second. I'm not feeling well today. Yeah, so I told you I wasn't too confident with this magenta yet. And we need more time. That's the answer. We just need more time. We don't need to rush anything. You know, clearly we're in this range, at least for right now, between this pink and 636.85. So I think once this range breaks, we should get an idea, you know. But like I said, we still have all these levels of liquidity to take out. And that's why betting against the trend is difficult, because, you know, essentially these are all flexion points in an uptrend. That's why it's a little bit difficult. So if you want your safety, you'll know your safety once you, here, look at the 5. Look, watch. You see this? So we you know, the 5 is what we really, this cup and handle is broken when we break this purple, or at least when we get underneath 635.02. And the reason why you can feel a little bit more confidence with that is because the market respects structure. The market respects structure. So that's just how it works. So even in this uptrend, you see that the handle could still be forming. That's why betting against the trend is tough. You see why we want to wait for a break and retest? We had to take out liquidity. This is why, you know, this is why I'm telling you where safety is. You know where the liquidity is. It needs to break above that. And if we did break above 637.63, then you know where your next target is to test. It would be excuse me. It would be right the next level liquidity, which is the pink. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to wait for a break and retest, that's probably your best option. Otherwise, I'm not going to say risking, but the price is either going to shoot and leave you behind, or it's going to break and retest if we start breaking liquidity levels. So the biggest risk you have is, damn, I didn't catch the train on the initial strong movement. Let me just, all right, I'm going to clean this chart up a bit because I want to show you what the setups look like. I'm going to clean this up. You want to start looking for liquidity levels to be taken out. We don't have to jump in a trade now first thing in the morning, right? The market's open 6 hours or 8 hours today. There's no reason to rush here. You're not missing anything. We haven't missed any trades. If you think you can figure out, this is chop, right? There's no microstructure here. I showed you what the microstructure needed to look like, right? We needed to see liquidity being taken out in some direction. We haven't seen that yet. We just see exactly what we went over yesterday. Precisely what we did yesterday. Look at this. No structure here. We have no structure, no trade. This is why this is easy. Stress-free trading. Yeah, just be patient. No reason to rush today. And if we don't take any trades today, oh well, right? Not every day is a trading day. We don't have to take a trade every day. We need to protect our portfolio. We only go in when the setup presents itself. That's it. Simple. You know, any upside, we know we have to be above this is all liquidity now, right? The market is telling us where the liquidity is. The market is telling us, it's literally telling you right now. Now here's the thing, we all want to catch the bottom. We want to catch the bottom because we're not comfortable with pullbacks and things like that. I get it. Trust me, I get it. We all want to catch the bottom, but that's fortune telling. We can't do that. So we have to wait until the wave starts and we jump on the wave. And when you jump on the wave, you know it's gonna be, sometimes it's a bumpy ride. But we'll identify the I'll put the guardrails up, but we need time to see the algorithms. I'm just cleaning up the chart a little bit so the people on YouTube don't freak out like, what the hell's going on this page? Okay. So remember, I don't know when this is gonna happen, because the axis on a chart is gonna be price versus time. So I don't know when this is gonna happen. I'm just telling you what it needs to look like, right? It needs to, and when I'm saying what it needs to look like, the levels of the price, when the price gets taken out. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, if you want to wait for a break and retest, there's nothing wrong with that. I recommend it. Or if you want to wait for your pink. Now, remember at pink, they're gonna grab liquidity, and then when it starts to, when your handle starts to form, then you get some, I'm not gonna say confirmation, but some indication once your handle starts to form. Once we get up here, you know all these puts from here to here have been stopped out. Once we get back up here, if we retest it, build liquidity, this liquidity building here is going to give us a strength to push up. Once we break it, then you know all these puts from here to here have been stopped out. They have to sell their position, and they're going to cover their position, all their shorts. What are they going to do? Buy it back, and it's going to give us a buying channel. So if that's the type of risk you're on, okay, let's see what we got. On a micro scale, just showing you structure. I'm not calling this out, right? I'm showing you structure. This little pattern that looks like it happened here looks like a double bottom. I'm just showing you what a double bottom would look like. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but you see on a micro level, one bottom, two bottom, double bottom, meaning the price should head up. Double top, price should head down. Double bottom, price should head up. So once you learn these structures, maybe a little more confidence in your trades. So here's what, well, me personally, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me let this play out real quick. Yeah, it's hard for me to trade when I'm charting and teaching and all this stuff, so I need a little concentration. Especially this morning, I'm a little slow, but okay. Sorry, I just coughed in the microphone. I apologize for that. Excuse me.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Let's see if we respect this blue. Okay, we clearly have a range here. I'm gonna readjust this right here. Okay. So it looks like we have a range here and here. There we go. Now we know our range. See it? See liquidity range? So you'll know exactly what's going to happen once we break this range. We're going to see if this blue is going to be respected. If we were to use micro structure again, right? The micro structure, if we were to do that, I'm gonna clean up the chart just a bit. That's what micro structure kind of looks like, right? Because it's always a structure within a structure within a structure. So we're testing this range again. We're testing up here again. Test it, test it, test it, test it, test it. So one side or the other is gonna, so excuse me. The sellers are defending this area heavily. The sellers are defending this heavily. They don't want it to go above this. They're defending this 637.78. And remember, this is hundreds of millions of dollars that are battling here. So when they're saying, when you hear bulls versus bears, there are people that are betting on the down. There are people that are betting on the up. And we have to see who wins. Because there's market manipulation. They know how to manipulate the market. We have to ride the wave. So let's not try to get ahead of it. We're just in this range. So if you want to scout, the easy answer is puts on the underneath 637.78, calls at 636.85. Why? Because this is the pattern. Until it's not the pattern. That's the answer. That's the pattern until it's not. And if you want to know when that pattern's broken, you see when. The pattern's going to be broken at this point, you know, whenever we break above or below one of these levels. Pretty simple. And then not just a break, you know, you want to see a break retest. Okay, I'm going to start moving my stop to protect my trade. I got in on the break of this magenta here, and I had to hold for the retracement. Luckily, it respected the blue. Now I'm protected, so I don't care what happens from here. I'm protected. My trade's protected. I got in on the break of this, so I probably got filled somewhere in this candle. So my trade's, I went through the pain right here. I went through the pain. I could have just waited for up here, but I went through the pain. Trade's protected, can't lose from here, so I don't care what happens. And I'm not gonna, I'm gonna leave my stop right here for a little bit. My trade's protected, I don't care anymore. So we'll see what happens, no big deal. Went through the pain here, I definitely went through the pain. Market giveth, market taketh away. Okay. We'll see what happens. We need this to form support. We need 637.78 to form support. I was just talking and I was on mute. Let's see if it respects this blue. Let's see if it respects the blue. Is Trump talking right now? Little update. I stopped out for what I thought it was a small like $2 stop out, but it actually was break even after fees and or you know whenever it caught it. So break even on this one. No big deal. But look, puts at 637.78, calls at 636.85. It's gonna be that until it's not. That's the answer. We got to take out this liquidity level. We already identified it. This needs to be support, and this needs to be resistance. So evil. So evil. Why are they so evil to me? Really? Come on, man. Come on, man. I think if we were, you know, just out of this range a little bit more than this, I would have held, but because I'm in the range, I just, you know, I went light, few contracts, stop out, basically break even, maybe even a little loss. Nothing to cry about, that's for sure. I think like the fee, you know, like the fees probably made it break even. Or, you know, whenever it gets filled. Sometimes it doesn't fill exactly when you want, right? So depending on your fill. Okay, always another setup. Always another setup. Just gotta wait for it. We already know what it is. On our 1 minute, we got some room for the up. On the 5 minute, we got some room for the up. On the 30 minute, we might have a weak, we might be ending a weak bear cycle for continuation up. We didn't break this purple. See this purple algo on the 30? Didn't break it yet. So the sellers were defending this area, right? Defense, 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 fake out. We're gonna see who won right now, right? We're gonna see who won. You always know where the next setup is. We always know where the next setup is. Let's go. In hindsight, once I got this push, I should have moved my stop to the low, the last low right here. But whatever. I didn't feel like being risky inside the range. Hindsight, whatever. Okay, there's liquidity built up right here. There's possibly an order block right here. Possibly an order block right here. It's not clean. But let's say if this order block it's not clean. I don't really like this. But if we break past this dotted line, it might be a strong move up. Seems to be respecting this blue. Remember, we got to make this support. And then risk to reward, here's your target. Let's overlay our higher time frame to see if we can make sense of anything right now. It's going to be the same thing in the opposite direction. Watch. Look, puts at 637.78. Nothing's changed. We got to break this range. This needs to be support. This needs to be resistance. That's the answer. Otherwise, you're just in this range. Allow this liquidity to break. You'll know which way it's going to go. Wait for confirmations. Yeah, the tariffs, I think they're supposed to be, he keeps going back and forth on tariffs are in place, no tariffs in place. So, yeah. Sideways chop. Nothing to do here. I'm gonna get rid of this purple just for now. Here, look at the purple really quick. See this purple? This purple algo right here? I'm gonna get rid of it for now because I don't like it on my screen. I have to give this green a 2. I can't test anything until we break out of this range. So this green is going to be a 2. If you didn't take any trades, good. Why? We have no structure. There's no setup here, right? We identified early on we need to get above this or below this and not a candle, right? We need to form some type of support or some type of resistance. Yeah, we're right back at market open, so no one's made any money today. I think I lost $1. I think I lost like $1, $2, or how much on 20? All right, I lost $10. It's all right. Can't win them all. But you know what? That was a loss I was willing to take. I went light. I didn't overstep. I knew I was in the range. That's fine. It should have, I should have moved it a little more in profit I should have accounted for the fees, but I was like, all right, we're testing this green now. Let's see what's up with this green. We're testing it. Testing green, target, 636.85. Okay, so we broke blue on the 5-minute. Plenty of liquidity built up. Look at all this liquidity built up in here. Look at all this liquidity. You're not missing anything. They're setting it up for you. You're not missing anything. Look at all this liquidity built up. Plenty. Plenty. They're building up strength. Do you see why we have stress-free trading? Because we have our triggers. Nothing's happened yet, right? We're still stuck in this range. Just don't try to front run it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So recap really quick. We're stuck in this range. We want to wait till we get above 637.78 to make this support. Something like this, right? Some type of support or some type of resistance underneath 636.85. We're just stuck in this range. Stuck in this range. See the liquidity? Stuck. It'll break to one side or the other. And then you see the next liquidity is over here. So it's going to be tough on the put side, right? Because it can turn around on you at any time. And that's what happens. And that's why it's tough to fight the uptrend. Because we're in an overall... Oh, excuse me. We're in an overall uptrend, right? Look at this. Strong uptrend, as a matter of fact. Oh, I think school started today. Okay. Let's see what green gives us. Remember, this green is only a 2, right? We're testing green. We haven't confirmed anything yet. Okay, so maybe a weak bull cycle on the 5. We don't know yet. We gotta wait. This is just side chop. Still dancing on our purple algo in on the 30-minute. This is tricky because it looks like it's fading here, right? Looks like it's fading, but we're just stuck in this range. So this is tricky. This is tricky. Okay, we had to readjust green. see how it looks like it's fading? Right here, looks like it's kind of fading. Let's see if that matches up with our 5 minute. Fading on the 5 minute as well. But we're still in this range. Sketchy. Just be patient. They're building it up. They're building it. You'll know which way. It'll be clear. It'll be very obvious once this range breaks. Okay, possible form of it. I gotta clean this chart up really quick. Everyone sees what's on the screen right now. We already knew what that was. I guess I'll leave this one on here because it's a possibility. But what I wanted to show you was the risk to reward from green to this resistance. So yeah, we got to measure risk to reward. Is it worth it? Just be patient. Yeah, we can't trade in this environment. There's no setup. Stuck in range. Oh, this is what I want to show you. Possible wedge, that little wedge that formed right here. The wedge between this magenta and green. So we're going to see which one wins.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Again, as of now, all we have is buying calls on 636.85 and buying puts at 637.78. That's all we got. Right? We identified this a long time ago. That's all we know. We know we're in this range. So the break of this range, number one, was our indication. We need to break this range. However, if you wanted to scout, it's bottom of, or 636 for the calls and 637 for the puts. And it's going to be that until it's not. That's the answer. I think I may have overcorrected this green. It's not really being respected. Okay, I think maybe this is a little, I like this green better. Okay, I like this green. So we're in magenta. Let's see if we break green or if we break above magenta. With this wedge. Now you know where your safety is, right? Outside of this range. Because I know that the break of this wedge is still within the range. So yeah, risky, right? Risky, but we'll have an idea. There's literally, we're at opening. We're almost at opening, so there's been no trade. So if you didn't take a trade, good. Because there's been no setup. There's been no trade. I decided to be a little mischievous and take somewhere over here, and then I stopped out for like a little loss or break even. To me, it's so close, it's damn near break even. It doesn't bother me. What I will say is I identified risk, knowing that I'm within a range and, you know, making a kind of a risky call without any confirmation. So I had my stop tight. That's what I will say. That's the good thing I did do. I took the risk, but I knew, okay, hold on. Let's see what we got. Maybe a weak bull cycle coming in, a weak bull cycle. So if we start this bear cycle on the break of this green and then we get underneath this, okay, break of green. I know I just made that green, I'm sorry, but it sometimes it takes that long for the all right, let's see if we get past 630, 685, or if it's just gonna let's see what we got. Come on. Okay, trade protected. Trade protected. Trade protected. Can't lose from here. Cannot lose from here. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! All right. Let's go. Break a green. Here we go. I told you it was going to happen. It'll be obvious. I told you it was going to be obvious. Don't leave anything on the table. You see how they're acting. Don't leave anything on the table. Protect your trade. Beautiful. Beautiful trade. I told you it was going to happen. We just had to be patient. We had our rules. Even if you got in here, you're in profit, protect your trade. I did my job. Don't care. Look at the money we're printing. There it is. There it is. Easy money. I did my job. You're welcome. Look at the money. There it is. There it is. Easy money. Easy money. Ha ha. I know I was a little late on the break of green. I'm sorry. And actually, you know what? I put it at 2. I should have put it at 3. I'm sorry. Because I put this magenta 3, so this one should have also been in 3. Damn, it took me a little bit to find it. It took me a minute to find it. Got it? But once I found it, I was like, okay, I like this one better. Take your profit. I don't care. We did our job. Amazing. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I took a little tiny loss here. I adjusted for risk. And now I can't lose. That's it. I made my money back plus some. Easy. I'm going to let some runners run. I got all my money. Got all the money. I'm going to let some runners run now. I can't lose. We have a system. You can't lose. It's hard to lose twice in a row. That's what I'm trying to tell you. With the strategy we've come up with, it's hard to lose twice in a row. You have to maybe actively try to attack your own account. Woo! Okay. Now we want this. If you're waiting for this, we want this to form resistance. So if you're waiting for this resistance, remember, like I said, like this, we want it to be resistance here. If you're waiting for that, the break retest, there's nothing wrong with that. Because I did put this green, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes right before it broke. You had to be in the Discord to catch that. And then we had the target for 636.85. Okay, don't care what's happening. Let's give it a little bit. Hold on. What was it? It was 637.08. Okay, half a point move. I'll take it. Half a point move. I will take it. If you want to, okay, there. See the risk to reward? If you want to wait for the break, retest, and reject, that's probably your best bet. So, Sonny, you didn't miss out on anything. There's no FOMO, right? There's no FOMO because there's always another setup. You just got to wait for your setup. You know where your setup is. Wait for that. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're still inside this magenta here. Oh, man, I needed that. I needed that. Okay, good trade. Good trade. I want these runners to get a little something. Come on, let's get these runners going. Let's get these runners going. Come on, give me a little something on these runners. Come on, give me a little something on these runners. Give me a little something on these runners. Come on. All right. A little more, a little more. Don't be greedy. Or maybe I'm being greedy. Am I being greedy? Okay, we had a good day. Some money is better than no money. That's what I always say. So you got to remember, a long time ago, around this time, I told you, it looks like we're doing a fade right here. Remember? I drew this. It looks like we're fading right here. And I even went to the 5 and said, oh yeah, it looks like we're fading on the 5 as well. Remember, I told you we guide off the 5. So we know where to enter on our 1 minute, but we guide off the 5. Amazing. Good day. We had a good day. I want a little bit more on these runners, man. Give me a little bit more on these run. There we go. Hey, give me a little more on these runners. I'm greedy. I am greedy. Come on, come on. Ron, give me a little more detail, or give me a little more insight into what you're saying here. I want you to explain your last statement to me. Come on, give me some more. Oh, thank goodness. Look at the money we printed. Look at the money we printed. Beautiful. Okay, now my runners are collecting good money too. Okay. Yeah. No, there's nothing. I mean, Yeah, hesitation. It's I know. That's something you got to work through. Yeah, you got to trust it'll. Don't worry, you'll see. It just takes time, Ron. Don't rush it. It takes time. It takes time. I want a little bit more out of these runners. A little bit more. I think I can get some more. I'm probably gonna take some off. I might even. I'll take some off. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Whew. Come on. Let's. Okay. So, for example, it takes. Oh, I will tell you this: it takes time to survive this strong pullback like this. See how we broke and it came right back to retest it? You know, normally I would have been out of all my contracts, right? And stopped out for maybe barely any profit. Barely. Well, this original drop, I made good money. But for as far as keeping the runners, it takes time to build that confidence to say, okay, if it goes back above green, I'm out of the trade. It never went back above green, so I was able to keep the runners, and now I can collect on my runners. Now, could I have taken all profit here on all the runners too? Sure, I could have, but just in case I can get a little bit more, I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep some running. I'm going to keep a couple of them going. I have a guardrail, right? I can't lose from here, so it doesn't matter. You know, it just matters how much I want to get out of this trade. If I want to get more, I'm going to take profit right now. Or if I want to make sure, if I want some security, I'm going to take profit right now. But, you know, I see we did literally exactly what. Okay, look at this cup. I even showed you the handle, right? Cup handle, right? You see it right here? So even if you wanted to take this flexion to make some money, the move is over here, right? The move is over. Once we get back down here, the move is over. So you could have, but I know, I get it, that's risky. But we wanted to make this resistance. We wanted to get underneath, make it resistance. So if you're waiting for that, wait for it. Let's make this resistance if that's what you're waiting for. Because that would be the safest bet. Which we can clearly see that would be the safest bet. All right, this may have run its course. I might take all my runners off now. Oh, my computer's about to die. Hold on. So because I don't know the future, I don't want to overstay my welcome. So I'm going to start monitoring my runners. I mean, I can't lose, so it doesn't, not that it doesn't matter, but I can't lose from here. I'm just going to monitor. I'm going to maintain the runners now. Okay. Okay. Now you be patient. You wait for the next setup. Amazing. Look. Okay, here it is. Amazing. Perfect. Perfect. Come on, give me a little bit more. A little bit more. I need a little bit more out of this. Hey, I'm greedy. I am greedy. I know it. I'm greedy. I'll stop it. I'm going to stop being greedy right now. Beautiful trade. Amazing trade. So we knew our call setup was on the break of this magenta, right? Break of magenta was our call setup. Our put setup was break of green. You had another entry on the deflection for this move right here on the rejection of green, right? Break, retest, reject of green. You had another option here, and you may be able to squeeze something out underneath 636.85. Our call setup was here, right? We already knew where our call setup was, or you're waiting for this one, either one. We knew we had to break this range first of all. We want this to be resistance now. Come on. Okay, a little patience. Okay, I'm gonna stop out when it gets, okay. Hold on. I want to hold for a little bit. I want to hold for a little bit, but I also want to just take my money and get out of here. What do I do? Should I be greedy? Oh, it's not. Okay, good trade. That's fine. Good trade. I'm okay with it. Made all our money back, plus some, plus a good amount. So I went light on this because I was like, kind of sketchy. I saw my setup here. I went heavier on my contracts. I was able to do very well on this this dump right here. And then I held my runners for a little bit. I took a little bit off here, and then I just got stopped out here for profit. So if it dumps from here, oh well. I'm okay. Okay, that was a good trade. I'm okay with that. Now let's see what the next setup. I'm gonna clean up this chart just a bit. Here we go. Here we go. Don't forget, we identified this fade a long time ago. We identified the fade. And this is why we can't rely on indicators. We cannot rely on indicators because the indicators can never tell you this is going to happen, right? They're never going to tell you that. They can't tell you that. But we knew. How do we know? Because the price action. We identified the green. The green came late. Oh, come on. Look. I should have stayed greedy. Look. I should have stayed greedy. Okay, maybe another setup coming in. Maybe another setup coming in. If this is resistance, maybe another setup coming in. Okay. Either way, we're still in this magenta, right? So there's no reason to get out until you break magenta. Okay. 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 Sonny, we went over this yesterday where I said that once it gets back inside green, that's when you stop out. That's what I'm saying. We need to use the algos. You know what? I'm going to have a session with you one-on-one, and we're going to go over that. I've even though I've said this concept a few times, I think now it'll probably stick a little better. It'll probably stick a little bit better now that you have some experience under your belt. Let me just get through this really quick. Let's see what happens when we break this dotted line under 636.58. Possible order block. If we get below there, if we hit this line, I want to see if, there's a significant move to the downside. If we break below it, this dotted line that I have on here right now. So we'll see. We'll test it. We'll test it. Because order block theory it's hold on. It's more of a, at this point, because I don't have level 2 trading stuff, all the inside data, which I don't really, you don't really need it because you have market structure, but it does make it easier. So I don't have that level 2. So order block is an art for me. It's not a science yet. Let's see what happens when we break below this dotted line though. Let's see what happens if we break below this dotted line. And this is the, just remember this level right here. This is the annoying part about fighting the uptrend, right? We know we're in an uptrend. When you're fighting the uptrend, you have to take out each level of liquidity, right? And so meaning it could turn around at any point. That's why it's risky to fight the trend. It's risky to fight the trend because it could turn around at these liquidity levels. So you'll know when it's broken once you get, right? You'll see. You see the liquidity built up. You see it built up, built up, built up, built up. Once we break all this, and remember, like I said, technically it should be here from the lesson from yesterday. Down here, the pink should be here, down here, but what do we got going on here? Oh wait, did it break? Okay, it broke below that level. Let's see if we get a significant move here. Let's see if we get a significant move here. Come on. Nah, I needed to see bigger movement. Come on. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get a move. Let's get a move. Let's get a move on. We gotta close below this. It's not. We need to close below, not wick. I want to close below this dotted line. Okay. Okay, do you see the setup for the possible inverse head and shoulders? Right, you see a shoulder, we see a head maybe forming here. We'll confirm once we get above here and start making this support. Above, what is this? 636.85. So magenta's our guardrail, okay? Magenta, this thick magenta's our guardrail. All right, let's use the 5 minute to guide. Let's use the 5 minute to guide. Do you see possible wedge forming on the 5 minute between orange and yellow? Okay, we're testing this magenta now. So if it does break magenta, it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to break and leave you behind, or it's going to break, retest, and reject. It's up to you which one, you're comfortable with. I kind of like the 5 though. Yeah, we should be guiding off the 5. So remember, the 5 minute tells you how to get to where we're going. What's the path we're taking to where we're going? The 1 minute just tells you where you are now and identifies your entries. So you got to kind of translate the 5 to your 1 minute. Okay, we did break below this on our 30 minute. We did break below this purple here, and you see that the break of purple was profit. Break of purple was profit on our 30 minute. I have it highlighted, right? The highlighted means, we all know what it means now. So we had ample opportunity to make money today. So here's the thing, right? Myself, I took a loss today. A little loss, but I'm going to call it is a loss, right? That mathematically it's a loss. Took a small loss. I didn't panic. I knew where my setup was. I identified the green. If that wasn't good enough, I identified this break of 636. If that wasn't good enough, the rejection underneath this one, I had plenty of opportunity to make this money back. So I was fortunate. I exercised some patience and I was able to get a profit for the day. Able to make profit for the day. And now you just let it play out. I don't need to trade anymore. Just show you the system works. I showed you in real time. I told you I took my loss and I moved on. I wasn't worried about it. I put a tight stop because I knew I was within it. I managed my risk. I know I'm within this range. I know this is a bit risky. I put a tight stop. That's how you do that, right? That's the answer. And the reason why we're chasing puts is because we know we're in an uptrend. Look at your 30 minute. We're in an uptrend, a long-term uptrend. Do you really want to fight the trend? No. We shouldn't even be like holding puts like that until we break this green on the 30 minute. Oh my God, my 5 minute looks absolutely insane. Hold on. I need to clean this up. Okay, I'll move this because this looks kind of wild. So I just wanted to show, I did this, I think Sunday, to show you the continuation. Because look, we're just in this purple on the 5 minute, right? In the long term, we're just in this purple. This purple translates to probably a half channel green, right? So if we look at our 30 minute, hold on, 30, gosh darn it. There's probably a half channel in there somewhere, which I said earlier, probably right there. So it looks like this half channel is this purple. You see it? This half channel is the purple. So we're still in the uptrend. So, you don't want to fight the trend. So if you're scalping puts, you got to, I told you, the liquidity is going to be, we did this morning. If it breaks this, your next target is here. If it breaks the next one, your next target is here, right? You have to identify where the liquidity is. And this is a lot of chopping here. That's why I put the pink. Oh no, it should be this pink, or this one should be pink. The pink is like, okay, now we've taken out all this significant liquidity and we got some room for the down now. So fighting the trend, you have to identify your risk to reward, identify your target. Where's your profit target? Okay, hold on, let's see what we got here. About to break. Let's look at our 5 minute.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Okay, I didn't even realize the time. I gotta get out of here soon, but I'm gonna stay a few. I should be gone already. I'm gonna stay a few more minutes. I have a medical appointment I need to attend, but I got a few more minutes here. I'm actually interested to see what happens because this magenta is intriguing me, and it has good liquidity built up in it. It has good liquidity built up. This is good deep structure. So if you're waiting for your safety, right, somewhere above here, some indication is when we break, retest, and reject. Or we might break and shoot out. We don't know. But what we do know is we're still in this magenta, right? That's what we do know. Now, if we did our half channel lesson yesterday, Steven, you weren't here for this, but I went over half channels to show you, okay, we're trading on the bottom of the channel. Okay, now we're trading on the top of the channel, right? So maybe an indication of what's to come. You see that where the momentum's going from the bottom of the channel to the top of the channel. Maybe we're pushing up. Maybe we're pushing up, and darn it, now I need that purple. I erased the purple, now I need it. Gosh darn it. Let's see. So we're going to go with the green for the down for the day. I'm going to clear this one. We already took profit from this one. Now a good setup for the break of this green right here, for the break of this one, I'm gonna put it at 2. Let me see. Okay, a good setup for the break of this green is we wanna see some type of microstructure within this green. What does that mean? I'm gonna clean up this chart. We all see what's happening, and I'm gonna try to do it before the break of this magenta. Give me a second. We all saw that, right? It's recorded. Okay, so a good setup for the break of this green is to identify the microstructure inside the channel, inside the channel, right? So the microstructure is going to be, maybe you see a head, maybe a shoulder, and then another shoulder before it heads out, right? Like that. So the break of green on this instance would be that would be the ideal setup for the down. You see it? Or it could be, let me show you what a good setup looks like. And if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. If this market chops sideways and ugly, then it chops sideways and ugly. Nothing you can do about that. But I'm just showing you what the setups look like. Or another option would be if it does like this, right? So those would be the setups, right? We want to find microstructure inside of our structure, because it's always a structure within a structure. We're still in this magenta down. That's all we do know. I'll put up this, and this again. You see all the liquidity building up. You see how it's right on this, it's touching this magenta. You see it building up. So now we want to look for, let's see. Now we want to look for a fade. We want to look for it to see it start fading in a direction on our, preferably on our 1 minute. We want to look for some type of fade. Give us some confidence in this. Look at him tap dancing right here. So the break of magenta, if it breaks and it shoots, then, you got to watch out for the stop hunt. So if you want to wait for the break, retest, reject, not a bad idea. If it shoots out, then it shoots out and you miss it. It all depends on what you're comfortable with, right? At this point, I'm comfortable with taking the trade and moving the stop quick if I need to. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. I still get something out of it or break even. And then when it retests, I can get back in on the retest, right? So let me explain that again. So I'm comfortable to the point where if it does break and I see some momentum heading in that direction, I'll just put my stop really tight. And if it goes against me, then I lose nothing. All right. And then if the opportunity presents itself, this is called the 84% rule. 84% of the time, statistics say that when your setup presents itself again, that it'll work. 84% of the time, not 100, but 84% rule. It's been, it's helped me a few times. Oh my God, I should be getting out of here, but I'm too addicted. So look, let's identify liquidity on a smaller time frame. You see liquidity built up here? You see liquidity built up here? You know we got to break above this liquidity, right? We have to break above this liquidity. But then here's some other things you got to take into consideration. Here's some other things. I know this is annoying, but we're back in this range, right? We're just back in this range. Not every day is a trading day. We don't have to trade every goddamn trade. We don't have to trade every move. That's not a thing. If you're sitting here thinking you need to trade every move and every... No. That's not a thing. And if you're waiting for the safeties, the safety guardrails that I put up, which is pink and pink, then wait for the safety. Nothing wrong with that. We got the rest of the goddamn day. No trade here, right? Because it didn't, what do you call it? It didn't break our magenta. No trade. No trade. Easy, stress-free. We're still in the magenta, comfortably in the magenta. So don't try to front run it. Don't guess where the market's going. The market will tell you. It'll start taking out levels of liquidity. Your job is to identify the levels of liquidity, right? So if we want, you know what? Let's turn on VWAP. Let's see what VWAP's got to say. Okay, so maybe we're about to test VWAP right now. Let's see if we break VWAP and get above VWAP. That'll be interesting. Which would coincide with breaking our magenta. So do you see how magenta and VWAP, because we know liquidity is on VWAP, right? We already know that. Look at VWAP. Look at all the liquidity built up on VWAP. Do you think it's a coincidence that VWAP and our magenta have all the liquidity? That's not a coincidence. That's not an accident, right? This is not an accident. That's not designed so perfect. Like, how would I know VWAP was going to be there? I didn't, but I did know where the liquidity was. How did I know? Because I have my magenta. So we let the algos tell us the market. We don't have to sit here and guess. We don't need to sit here and guess. We know where liquidity is. If we break above it, we know we got some strength to our next target. Where's the next target? The next level of liquidity. Unfortunately, we're stuck kind of in this like ugly range where it's everywhere. So let's look at the 5 minute, and I think this 5 minute will, hold on, sorry. I want everyone to look at this 5 minute really quick. All right. Liquidity. 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 Once we start taking these to the downside, look on, take a step back. Let's not focus in on 1 minute candles and you're highly focused on these micro structures. Look at the bigger picture. This is what needs to happen for downwards momentum, okay? This is just what needs to happen. Because the market trades over hours, overnight sometimes. So we have to get these levels to break to understand what's happening. Now, if we get back above here, you have an idea what's happening. If we stay inside this yellow on our 5 minute, we're just continuing the trend. So we got to break this liquidity. There's a big liquidity here. And it's ugly. It doesn't have to look pretty. It's ugly, but this is it. This is what it is. It's right. Am I drawing? Yeah. It's right here. We got a lot of liquidity built up right here. I am going to be late, but I obviously don't care. Because obviously I don't care. Darn it, I forgot the guardrail here, sorry. So because VWAP is above our magenta, we got to watch out for the stop hunt. Right? So are they going to grab liquidity from VWAP and then shoot? Okay, we never even broke magenta, so okay. Never broke magenta. Never broke it. Don't try to guess it. The market will tell you. You see where the liquidity levels are. Which way is it fading? Is it fading up or is it fading down? It's telling you it will tell you the direction. This is sideways right here. So just wait. You see where the range is. This level here never became support. Or excuse me, never became resistance. Never became resistance, right? It didn't reject and continue. You see liquidity wedge being built. So if it breaks yellow, it's just a bolt down, right? If it breaks yellow, it's a bolt down. If we start rejecting off this on the 5 minute, if we start rejecting off of orange and breaking yellow, it's just a long-term bolt down. Which means we're just still in this range here. See this liquidity level? We're just still in here. But at least we have some targets, right? If it does break, maybe we're gonna target down here. But it's tough to trade in here because you see it can turn around on you at any given moment. So it's a tough trading area. We're also at all-time highs, right? Are people taking profits, or are they getting ready to load up for the massive bull run that may or may not show up, right? So we don't have to guess. Wait for the market to tell us. Okay? We still haven't closed above magenta. The close, not a wick, the close. See this red, it closed below magenta. We didn't close above magenta. The candle closed below magenta. This green candle closed inside of magenta, below magenta. And remember I told you what the ideal structure is for the break of green. If you want the safety, right? It's going to be something like maybe a head and a shoulder and then another shoulder here, like that for the down. Remember, yeah, I know I take these things off the screen and stuff like that, or maybe it's going to be inverse cup and handle for the down. These are the structures you need to look out for if it's going to break green. Okay, I literally can. Okay, I'm gonna spend another 6 minutes. 6 minutes, and then I have to go. But the 5 minute has you. Oh no, what did I just do? What have I just done? Okay, I messed something up. What did I do? This is. If you're not comfortable trading in here, then don't trade. That's the answer. If you're not comfortable trading in here, then don't trade. Do you see how our 5 minute and our 1 minute are kind of lining up? Remember, guide off the 5. Use the 1 to identify your entries or exits. All right, on a 30 minute, we want to see if this is going to become, if this purple is going to be resistance. If it's going to form resistance like that, right? On the 30 minute, you see it? We'll get confirmation of that resistance on the 30 minute when we get below, most likely, this, what is this? This green. Or if we break below this, this yellow. We put everything, we tie everything together. Rejection here. We never closed above here. Perfect. Are we fading? Are we fading here? I got you. I got you. Hell yeah. This is, yeah, we have guardrails here. We don't need to take unnecessary risk. We don't need to take unnecessary risk. We see what's happening. We know we need to break somewhere above here for some up. We know we need to break somewhere below here for some down. So we're going to use all of our charts to give us some idea. And oh my God, I want to stay so. Okay. I got another 3 minutes here. I want to stay. I don't want to leave. Oh man, I'm such a nerd. But I actually have to go. So because we don't know, okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, so I have both scenarios. I have your inverse head and shoulders here, and I have your bolt down here. So here's your two scenarios. If I'm not here, guide off the 5. Guide off the 5. And I know this, you see how the 5, the liquidity level on the 5 is kind of far off from the 1. Let's see, hold on, let me. So where's the price right now? 637. Yeesh. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, we broke magenta. We broke magenta. We'll see how much we can get out of it. It would be so annoying if they grab from VWAP. If they just grab VWAP and fake out and push down, that'll be annoying. Trade protected on breaking magenta. However much you get out of it, I don't control that, right? I said breaking magenta, that's what it was. Magenta broke, money's being made. How much is, I don't determine that. I gave you all the risks, right? We might grab liquidity from VWAP to push back down on a stop hunt. We knew that. Your safety is above here. I told you that already. So this is just side chop. So there's no trade here yet. You know, I'm telling you what to look for. I'm showing you when I'm saying break of this, that's an indication of what's to come. It's not a, you know, you can't guarantee anything. I guarantee you once we get above here, it's going to go up though. Right? Once we get above 637 or below, what's the low a day? 636. We went over this lesson on Sunday, right? If you take the break, you have to either put your stop right there, take your profit, because it's either going to shoot up or it's going to fake you out. One of the two. So you have to put tight stops on the break of whatever. All right, let's see. Okay. Okay. I can't even leave now. Son of a gun. I can't leave. Oh no, I can't leave. Okay, here we go. Come on. Okay, I'm still gonna be here, but I'm gonna start getting ready in the background. So give me a moment. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Woo! Okay, wait a minute. I just saw that right before I left. Okay, so I'm gonna move my stop. I'm in profit. We're good. Okay, can't lose from here. All right. I'll be right back now. All right, bye. I mean, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get ready. Woohoo! All right. Okay. All righty. All right. So we had. Is anyone still? All right. Good trade. Look, we had magenta highlighted thick with 3. That means that's the high confidence level. Look at the money we printed. We just had to be a little bit patient. Amazing, amazing, amazing. We're still inside the yellow, right? We haven't broken yellow. We didn't break yellow. And then we had a break of our magenta. This is how look at the money we're printing. There it is. Look at the money. Oh my goodness. Look at the money. Okay, hold on. I'm too excited right now. Look, this is how we use our 5 minute and 1 minute, right? We had this liquidity level on the magenta on our 1 minute, and then the 5 minute confirmed that we're safe because why? We didn't break the yellow. You see, your put would have been break a yellow. Look at the money we're printing. Look at this money. Woo! Okay. 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 Oh my goodness. What a phenomenal day. Look at the day we had. Look at the day we had today. I took one little loss. I made up for it. I got a little bit. Look at the money we printed. Come on now. I told you green was our down. Green was the down, which should have coincided with yellow, the break of yellow, right? This is why I put these guardrails. So look at the money we just printed. Look at this money. There's nothing more I can do. Even if you took a loss somewhere, you can't lose for the day. I've proven it time and time again. Look at the money we just printed. Even if you went to trade, look at the money. We know you had to take out this liquidity level. Once you got above this liquidity level, you can look at the money. Look at the money. Perfect. Look, a break, retest, and reject. What I always teach, if you can't hold for the retracement, then look at the money we just printed. We just had this lesson yesterday. Or Sunday, whenever Sunday was. Oh my God, it feels so good to be a gangster. Look at the money. We don't have to work at a 9 to 5. Why show up? Look at the money. Look, we had our perfect entry. I can't do any better than this. Look at the perfect entry. I can't do any better. I don't know if anyone can. Look at this. Simply amazing. Simply amazing. And now I need to leave, but I can't. I can't even leave. Oh, thank God I walked away. Hey. Woo! Good, great day. We had a phenomenal day today. Phenomenal day. Look at this money. Just printing. Just a print. Print that. Look. There's nothing more I can do. There's absolutely nothing more I can do. All right, we know what the target is. If you want to, tighten up your stops, I recommend tighten your stops. That blue guardrail is kind of wide. I don't like this blue guardrail, so there's a selling channel here. I wasn't able to. Okay. I don't like this blue guardrail, but it is what it is. Look at this money we're printing. Break a magenta. There's nothing more I can do. Look at this money. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We knew because look at all the liquidity that had been built up. Remember, I told you, this is deep structure that I like. We just had this lesson on structure. And I told you, this is the deep structure. If we break this, this is what I like. This is deep structure. Are you seeing it now? Do you see the deep structure that I'm talking about? There it is. Look right to the target. Come on now. I'm going to be late. I'm just going to have to be late because there's nothing more. I can't do anything about it. I'm going to put my stop underneath this this green one right here to take off my first. There. Okay. So I got the majority of my. No, it didn't stop me out yet. So I got the majority because I'm like $1 or $2 underneath this this green. When it stops me out, fine. I'm going to take the majority of my contracts off. Oh, you better believe I went heavy on this. You better believe I went heavy on this. If I'm putting the 3, hold on, wait. If I'm putting the 3, that means something. Okay, and I'm still in it. Still in it. I'm still in it. It didn't stop me out yet. You know what? I just realized I have to take off all my trades. I have to because I have to go and I can't monitor this thing. I have to take all my trades off right now. Okay, so if it breaks this, I'm done. But I think we had a god darn excellent day. We just had to be patient. Yeah. All right, good job. Hell yeah, good job. We had a good day. breaking magenta. Oh, I'm still in it too. It's I have to go, so I have to stop. Okay, good trade. Oh, don't go up. I don't care. That was a good trade. I just wanted to. I'm glad we got a chance to see the deep structure I was talking about. I literally said it. This is the deep structure I was talking about. I said it earlier, maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes ago or something like that. This is what I'm talking about. Also, remember, I told you, look, we're trading on the bottom of the magenta, right? We're trading on bottom. Magenta formed a half channel. The half channel started trading up on the top side of the half channel. Look at, oh my goodness, look. Look at this money. Look at the money. Look at the money. Look at the money we printed. I don't even know what else to say. Look at this money. I can't even close the trade because it's still going. Look. Okay, I guess I'm being late. I'm late. Bad health? Okay. I feel great. I feel phenomenal. Look at this money. Oh my goodness. What a great day. Phenomenal day. This is a easy setup, easy trade, stress-free trading. We had our entries. We knew exactly what to happen. We went over this lesson yesterday and I said it, I highlighted it. Look, we're trading on the bottom of this channel. Oh, what happened? We formed a higher, right? We're on the top of the channel now. And this half channel shit, that's something I came up with. But you know what? Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Look at this money. Phenomenal. Okay. I'm gonna have to do the wins when I get back, and the video when I get back. I don't even know if I'm gonna do video today, but we had this, we had this, we had this. Perfect. We had the breaking magenta. There's nothing more I can do. Oh, also I told you to guide off of the 5, right? So let's look at the 5. So if you look at the 5 was, hold on, let me clear it. Look at the 5. The 5 was an inverse head and shoulders, right? The inverse head and shoulders. Okay, sorry. The inverse head and shoulders. So because we never broke the yellow, our structure's intact. And I even told you, if you want safety, guide off the 5 to take the trade off of orange. Look at orange. Look at orange on the 5. Even if you waited for the 5. If you didn't take this and you want to wait for your safety, you still made money. We don't lose. 53, what is this? 3753. Half a point move just from the break of orange. So if you didn't use the magenta, fine. And I told you orange and magenta were a little, I told you the 1 minute and the 5 minute were slightly off. Remember, I told you it was slightly off. We confirmed our shoulder when we broke magenta. We confirmed, I want everyone to pay attention to this. We confirmed our shoulder when we broke, we confirmed the shoulder when we broke magenta. Do you see how they work together? Do you see why this is, I'm still printing money. I'm still in this trade. It never stopped me out. I was going to go close the trade because I got to go, but I can't. I'm just going to be late. Look at the money we're printing. Now all my stops are right here underneath this red. A little bit, I'm going to give it a little bit of room. But I can't lose from here. It doesn't matter what happens here. Listen, this is like someone's week. Oh my goodness. Look at the money. You know what? If I were to see this on the internet, I'd be like, this guy's lying. There's no way this is happening. There's no way he knew exactly when. Look at the money. Come on. Look at this. There's nothing. Okay, I'm being late. I'm in good health. I don't even need to go to the doctor. Look at me. I feel great. I feel absolutely great. There you go, Ron. See? Look at Ron. Ron's getting it. I would, in the short term, green, yeah, that looks like the target because you see liquidity built up. Good call. But I think really the market wants to test pink. But yeah, I mean, we have to set our targets, right? And I'm glad you're setting targets. Set your targets. That is amazing. Look, now we know we cleared this liquidity. Look, all that liquidity cleared. So you know it had to give a little, you know you got some more room for the upside. Once all this got cleared, we just go level by level. Level by level. We don't need to guess. Stress free. No more stress. And even when I took this loss over here, I didn't even stress over it. I was like, okay, $10. Or $20, something like that. 10 or $20. I think I had like 20 I had 20 contracts and I took the $2, okay, $40, whatever it is. It wasn't anything significant, man. Look at the money. It doesn't matter because you can't lose twice in a row. You just can't. I mean, you have to actively work against yourself to lose twice in a row with this system. You have to actively work against yourself. Okay, now when this crosses, I'm going to take my profit. That's what I'm going to do. When this orange, and I'm going to take profit. I have to go. I'm super late. Man, I forgot what I was saying. So excited. Okay. We guided off the 5-minute chart. We had our inverse head and shoulders. We confirmed it when it broke the magenta. We're using it all together. We took out key levels of liquidity. We never broke below this. See how I have the yellow highlighted? Because I told you if it was going to shoot down, it was going to do that. So yellow was your trigger for the down. Once we identify the market structure, the market tends to follow the structure. It respects market structure. So we have to also follow that. Who are we to say, no, I want it to go up. I want it to go down. No one cares about your feelings. Especially not me. Okay, so now we're back at high a day. Look, we're back at high a day. Of course they're going to test. There's going to be a pullback at high a day. Look, high a day right here. Boom. Of course we're going to have a pullback at high a day. So that's the target. High a day is the target. Wait for the pullback. Okay, damn, I have to go. I'm still in the trade though, so I can't leave. And it actually crossed, but I'm still in the trade, so I can't leave. So whatever happens from here, I don't know, but I can't leave. So hey Ron, I'm super impressed how you were able to target the liquidity. Yeah, I like how you targeted liquidity. Really impressed with that. You picked it up. You're picking up on it really quick. So that's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. So also, I know I use the algos and trend lines, but the basic concept of supply and demand, support and resistance, that's going to be a thing always. So, think of looking for targets as support and resistance, right? So we knew the resistance was here at, whatever this 637.98. We knew there was liquidity here because that was the resistance. So a good target also would be to target your high a day or your last resistance level. Look at this money. I can't even get out of the trade. I don't care. I feel great. I don't need to go to the doctor. Oh my goodness. And I wasn't really feeling this blue, but man, blue's doing the work. Blue is doing, oh my, look at the, Ron, look, Ron, look where the target, Ron. Ron, you are learning. Ron, good job, Ron. All right. Look at Ron, and look exactly where it rejected, Ron. This is not a coincidence. Look where you see the rejection, Ron, perfectly. And it took me a while to find this green. I know it took me a while. I found it like somewhere over here. So we had like maybe a couple minutes to get in on. Look at the money, Ron. There you, okay. What do we say the next target is? Pink. Come on. Look, it doesn't matter how we feel. We let the market tell us. We look at the money. And also, look, I want to point out another something. You see the fade here? Look at the fade. Look at this fade. Come on. We need. Oh, sorry. You see how the fade is not so prevalent on look at the, I don't even know what to say. The fade's not so prevalent on the 5 minute, right? That's why we use our 1 minute to give us our sniper entries. Amazing. Look at, I don't even know what to say. Look, I can't even leave. Hit the next target. This is what I told you my target was. Here's my target. Why? Because what did I draw in the very early morning? What did I draw? I drew this. Boop, boop, boop. Don't say I didn't. Rewind the tape, right? Look, this is once you understand market structure. Look, I don't even know what to say. Once you understand market structure, what a great day. Look at this move. We just 636.85. 2 4. My job is done. Oh my. This is unreal. Like, if I were just scrolling on the internet, seeing someone do this, I'd be like, hey, there's no way. This is fake. This is fake. Look at Ron. You're good. Ron, you're good, Ron. You picked it up quick, man. Real quick. I hope you see how easy this is. Or, I mean, it's not easy. The hard part is your emotion. This is the hard part. However, you can have a little more confidence once you understand market structure, dynamics, deep structure. I wanted the deep structure, not the thin, the deep stuff, right? Oh my God. This is a great day. And we just went over this lesson we had a big lesson on this on the break retest of key of how to play this. We just went over this lesson on how to play this. We just went over a lesson on deep structure. This is not a coincidence. This is, oh my goodness. All-time highs. Welcome. Oh, wow. Wow. Today was a good day. Remember, remember on our 30 minute, we needed to make this purple resistance. We needed to make this purple resistance on our 30 minute. The 30 minute tells us where we're going. The 5 minute tells us how to get there, right? We had to get there with this structure that I identified. The 1 minute tells us our entries. Do you see how all of that worked? The 30 minute tells us where we're going. Oh, we are rejecting we didn't form resistance. We actually rejected back inside purple. Okay. What's the structure? The structure is the inverse head and shoulders. When's your entry? The entry is on the break of magenta. I don't know what, look, no way. Look at the money. I can't leave. I can't leave. Okay, now that we broke strongly out of this blue, look for it. Okay, I don't advocate this, but a revenge put. A revenge put is a quick move in the opposite direction. So I'm not saying to buy a put, but If you see some weakness, maybe you can get a quick little scalp. I'm not saying to do it. I'm not advocating for that, but I'm not advocating for that. Oh my goodness. Today was a phenomenal day. And I have to leave. I actually have to leave. I'm still sitting here and I should not be here. If anyone took that revenge put, you're welcome. You're welcome on the revenge put. You're welcome. Don't say I didn't tell. Don't say. Listen. Don't say I didn't tell you about this revenge put. I told you. Here's your option. If you want to make a quick. This seems fake. I would not believe this if this. I don't know. It seems so fake. So I get it. Why people are skeptical. Because it looks unreal. How can this be? How can someone know to buy a put right now? How? How could... It seems unreal, but... I studied this. I studied this, man. I studied this. 1.8 GPA. There it is. 1.8 GPA. I'm lying, but it's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. We can't go short. I have to go. We can't go short until this, okay? So allow this to happen if we go short. I'm done. I hope everyone's done for the day. I'm done. If you didn't, you know, if you didn't scalp this revenge put that I just said, nothing more I can do. I got out. I bought the revenge put. I made my money on that one too. I don't care. I don't care. I wasn't suggesting it to anyone. I get it. This is, you know, risky business kinda, but I mean, to some degree, you can't deny the reality that's right in front of your face. Oh my God. We had such a good day. You cannot deny the reality in front of your face. And look, even if you waited, Sonny, till the break of pink, you still made money. From pink 638 to 1 full point. 1 full point on break of pink. Even if, Sonny, I don't know if you're still trading, but I mean, yeah, we were 100% today. Well, I wasn't, right? I was risky on my own. That was my own. That was my own risk that I took because I told everyone else to wait until we break one of these levels, right? I even highlighted it. Look, I highlighted it too, and I highlighted it too. This was our range, right? This was our range. I was being risky inside of here. That was me. And I paid for it. Right? I paid for the risk. But even on this revenge put, look at that money on the revenge put. I mean, look, the proof is in front of your face. I can't do anything else. I know it seems fake, but I don't know. I don't know what to say. Here we go.